on Friday, March 9th at 7:20 p.m. One of the most shocking and twisted incidents ever recorded befell Sarah Murphy and her father. Their ordeal lasted 88 minutes. Witness these true events in real time.
The film is obviously long, continuous shots. How does that change your process as an actor preparing for each scene?
It's a huge challenge, and we end up having to start takes so many more times than you'd ever do takes in a normal movie, and it's heart-wrenching when you get to a certain place where it's almost the end of the sequence and just one thing goes wrong and everything else becomes obsolete, and you're just like, okay, well, now I have to do 100% again, and you just continue to give your all every single time, 26 times, until technically it works.
Well, and your character, I mean, you're hysterical through a lot of the film.
Right.
Was it physically draining and emotionally draining, I would imagine, as well, to sort of have to do that?
It was. It was very exhausting. And, yeah.
And especially exhausting when you would go through it and then after 10 minutes have to start over again, right?
Yeah.
As you were saying.
Yeah, and I think it was also interesting to see in one day what happens from take 1 to take 26, because no matter what, you're going to be more exhausted by take 26 and take 1. So you try and figure out, acting-wise, how you can maintain the arc you're trying to create.
Right.
So it was a huge challenge.
Yeah. Your character in this, Sarah, and also your character in Martha Marcy, both broken characters in a lot of ways. One, what sort of attracts you to that kind of role, and also how do you prepare for that mentally and emotionally as an actor?
Well, they are both broken and different. But the funny thing is, Martha's broken in a very psychological way, and so is this character. That doesn't happen until one moment.
Right.
So everything else is reacting to something in the moment. That just kind of became a coincidence that those were the two films that I got my first jobs. So these are the two people who took chances on me and gave me a job, and that's just kind of how it happened. The moment I had the opportunity to laugh, I took. So it's not like I'm only trying to do things that are broken.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the
I'm a
opportunities you're
huge
getting.
optimist.
So you're very different than the characters you've been playing.
Yeah, I'm a very happy person.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. I wanted to ask you, because the film obviously is a horror film, but at the same time it's really a psychological thriller. It's really this sort of revenge tale in a lot of ways. What was sort of the director's vision and the way they kind of talked to you about it and about sort of blending the genres?
We said this is a psychological thriller, but we're going to make it be a horror movie. And the psychological thriller is going to be a surprise. And it's all about suspense. Now, to me, personally, I love horror movies. I don't like slice and dice horror movies. I like movies that make me on the edge of my seat and afraid and scared and be drawn into suspense. So that's what I think this film. There's no just, someone just being like cut up with like an electric something or other.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's very different. And what are some of those films that you mentioned? What are some of your favorite sort of psychological thrillers or scary movies?
My favorite, most recent one is the French film Them. I loved that movie, and I'm so happy my brother made me watch it.
Oh, that's awesome.